you? It's been a while. I have been working a lot recently, but now I get a break. Now I'm back here. So I'm trying to get back into the groove of content making. I haven't talked to the camera in a long time because I've been so tired after work and we're starting again from round 1. So a little bit of a backstory. I've been wanting to kind of go back to school, and one of the requirements is to have a portfolio of either coding and 3D stuff together. I've been slacking on my coding game. I've been slacking on my 3D game. So it's time to lock in, basically. I mean, I've been like doing 3D projects before, but I've never gone beyond making basic 3D models. Like, the things I made were just basic stuff. Like, it's nothing realistic. It's nothing like heavily animated as well. So it's time to lock in.
Alright, so we started off with the project. We got Blender open, but I already faced a problem. I have no direction.
Okay, so knowing me, I'm that type of person that likes to make stuff that I like, but also kind of easy at the same time. When I'm a beginner in something, I usually like to just have things I like, but simple. So for example, I'm knitting right now, so I'm knitting like basic leg warmers, and they're pretty easy. It's literally just like a tube that can fit on your leg. So I've been making that. But when it comes to 3D, like, I want to make like a dog. I want to make a whole cityscape. I want to make a whole human, because they're fun to make. So I already modeled like a 3D figure of my mascot. She was pretty basic. Like, that helped me learn a lot about like how to rig something and how to put things together. But on into something a little more. She was just like a fat chibi looking thing, but I want her to look like an actual human being now. So I do want to start with that. I can also start off with food. Food is pretty fun to make, especially like a sandwich. They're usually easy. But the most thing I want to do, like the reason why I do want to do 3D modeling, is to make an environment. I do want to make like a storefront, maybe like a baking store, a baking cafe, something like that, or maybe a garden cafe. No, not a garden cafe. Maybe like a garden store or something. Okay, so I'm gonna draw things out first. So let's get started on drawing them out. Hi, it's the next day. My throat was gradually hurting, and now today, it's kind of reached its peak. I was gonna stream today, but I canceled it because my throat hurts, and so I'm just gonna continue what I was doing last night.
Okay, excuse how I look right now. I just took a shower, but I finished the drawing. I think we're just gonna go with this character for now. I know usually that we should put the characters in a T pose so it's easier to model, but I'm really lazy, so I'm just gonna wing it from here, okay? Okay, so we started off with just trying to get my reference from the drawing from before into Blender. I don't know why, this just took me a while to set up. I was trying to look at tutorials and try to figure this out at the same time. I usually would know how to do this, but I usually take breaks in between when I study Blender things, and so I tend to forget, so this took me a while to figure out again. I was pretty scared, not gonna lie. I wanted to do like sculpting instead of just like playing around with the vertices and the faces on the solid thing that we have here, but I was pretty scared because when I did like actual sculpting in Blender before, there was a lot of faces that were made, and it kind of made my computer slow, so I got really scared about that, and I didn't really want to deal with a slow computer again, so I decided to just model with the vertices because I guess I'm up for the challenge. I guess I like to make things harder for myself. But seriously, I think next time I'm probably gonna sculpt it. And honestly, this took really long to figure out.
I know that I could have probably done this faster, but I was a noob. I admit it, I'm a noob.
What am I looking at right now? Why is it so stretched out like this? Hello?
I eventually figured out how people did things quicker, and I started to apply that to my model. Jesus, I'm still on the head here. Why? How long am I gonna do this head? Seriously. But I mean, yeah, I guess I was trying to figure out how to make the proportions right, because every time I kept going through, I kept switching between the front facing and the side facing views, and something was always a little off.
Yeah, I feel like I have a little bit too much vertices happening. Or polygons, I mean. That it's kind of getting a little harder already. It's literally just a head. But as they say, I think I'm just gonna trust the process for now.
I guess by this point, I should have just like merged my subdivision and just work with the subdivisions after that. But I didn't do that. I just kept editing the vertices until I felt like it was right, and I feel like I wasted a lot of time because I did that. Oh my god, Jesus, why did I do this like that? Okay, so now it's actually like trying to define some of the face features that I have here. I finally freaking applied my subdivisions now, so I guess I'm adding a little bit more details and also trying to add eyes too. Every time I draw something, she got the proportions of Code Loco. What was that? Was it called Code Loco? Lyoko? Something like that. But her eyes end up being a little far apart, but I think it looks okay. I don't know, I just like the look of that. I'm not gonna lie. I do. Now we're adding the neck piece. I don't know why. This also took than it should have as well. But no comments here. I'm gonna skip ahead through this. Now it was finally time to make the body. Honestly, at this point, I was watching a tutorial, but I was also winging this at the same time. Cause like, I wanted to get this done. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I feel like I should just like rapidly get some projects down. Because if I don't, I'm gonna start to get bored of it. I'll probably give up again, which I don't really want to do. Yeah, I feel like the body was like a lot more easier than I thought compared to the head. Maybe because I spent a lot of time on the head, I'm like, oh, finally I got the flow of the modeling part now. The hands though, the hands were kind of not it. I didn't really want to look at a hand tutorial. The hands, like drawing a hand, I can do that. Modeling a hand, what the freak is that? So I basically just tried to follow a tutorial on the hand, but like not completely because I didn't want to spend that much time on that. And it's not like the hand is the focal point anyways. The focus of this project was to get a body out there. And after this, I'm not gonna pay attention to the hand anymore. And I also did the feet, but the feet kind of looked weird than it should have. It looks like she has heels without any shoes on. But I just ended up rolling with that. And then I stuck those hands and feet together with the body, and then I also tried to attach the head to the body as well. And what do you know? Everything is together now. I just needed to edit some things to make it look like it's nothing wrong. I also forgot to add eyeballs, and now she really looks like a person. And oh my god, it was kind of hard, like the eyeball part. Like the eyeballs were fitting but also not fitting at the same time. And you know what I realized, like in this project, throughout the whole project, I forgot to do the top eyelids at least. So her eyes looks a little naked when if you go towards the end of the video, but we'll see that later. So now I tried to model the shirt. When I first started modeling the shirt, I really hated it. I was gonna assume that I was gonna have a shirt as a different object, and then we will add like clothing, what do you call it? Clothing physics? Yeah, clothing physics, so that the clothes will automatically move when the character's moving. But you know what? I figured that was gonna be pretty hard. So I'm just gonna model the shirt just to be like attached to her clothes. It's not gonna be like fancy physics thing happening. So it's gonna be attached to her body. Yep, and then I ended up getting the shirt and the socks done, and now it was time for the hair. Knowing me and my interest in Final Fantasy, I really love like hair that is flowing and it looks different from realistic or even anime hair. I just love Final Fantasy. I can't get over it. But yeah, obviously with my skills, I'm not gonna achieve that. And honestly, doing the hair was pretty unbearable for me. I still don't know how to connect the hair like properly. I do know the hair would come from one point of my head. Based on my experience in drawing, I pick a point in the scalp and that's where the hair would come from basically. So I tried to mimic that and it was just so annoying. Especially with my character, her hair is a little different. It's a bit more stylized. So trying to figure out what the hair would look like stylized and in 3D form was a little hard. I guess I ended up doing it, and this is the model currently now after everything is put together. And honestly, I think she is a little okay. I think this is a good starting point. We're on to something, you know? And now it was finally time to start rigging her. My favorite part of the process. Not really. But honestly, I'm starting to like the art of rigging, you know? Like once you see the character moving properly, I think that becomes fun. I do know the rigging is a little off, especially when I move her arms down. Her shoulders don't look right, but that's okay. This is just practice. And then I found out my true enemy, my biggest enemy. So I had to color my character down because I don't want her to be all gray. So I had to color her down, and the one thing I had to draw was her eyeballs. And oh my god, UV mapping? How? I don't know how you guys figure out how to do UV mapping, because what the freak is all of this technology? And oh my god, but I eventually found how to make the UV mapping a little bit more cohesive and understanding on where I would be drawing. I hate it. Alright, so that is the current progress of my 3D journey right now. I did have another 3D modeling video previously where I just did like random projects and I just showcased them. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free to. I did these like over a year ago, so they're a little less intense than what I'm doing right now. But what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna force myself to actually do the hard things, and I will be documenting that. So if you guys want to follow along on this journey, feel free to like and subscribe. If anyone doesn't know me, hi, I'm Giselle. I like to draw and also do other things such as 3D modeling, touch grass, and document all the creative things that I'm doing in my life right now. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and we'll see if I will finish this project. Alright, thank you and goodbye.